I'm Daniel Andora. I'd like to take you through Introduction to Computers. I know we have people who've interacted with a computer, and we have others who don't know anything about a computer. So, just in brief, I'll tell you that a computer is an electronic device that accepts data in form of input, processes the data to give information as output. Okay, introduction to computers. Computer tutorials for beginners. Introduction to computers. A computer is an electronic device operating under control of instructions stored in its own memory that can accept input, processes the data according to specified rules, produce information output, and store the information for future use. The system unit is the main part of a computer housed in a case that contains all the core components necessary for processing information. A system is a collection of electronic devices or components that are organized for a common purpose. Okay. You should be familiar with the following basic computer words. If you don't recognize one, please ask your instructor. The desktop, laptop, keyboard, mouse, CPU, operating system, internet, and startup menu. Startup menu, logging on, logging off, shutdown, Mac, PC, taskbar, pointer or cursor, left click, right click. A laptop is a portable computer with clamshell design that includes a built-in screen, keyboard, and touchpad. Keyboard is an input device that allows users to type letters, numbers, and symbols or other electronic device. A mouse can refer to a small rodent or a computer pointing device that moves a cursor on the screen. CPU, Central Processing Unit, is the primary component of a computer that executes instruction software and hardware, often called the brain of the computer. Internet is the global system of interconnected networks. Startup menu on a computer is the menu that provides access to your application files and settings. Logging on to a computer can mean two things: signing in to gain access, or the process of recording events that occur within the system. To log on, sign in. You typically turn on the computer and enter your username and password at the login screen. So you'll go through there are some bits that I'm skipping. You'll go through them at your own time. Logging off means ending the session with a computer system or online service by giving a specific command. Logging on means to connect to a computer system, website, or program by entering a username and a password. Shutdown, exiting the operating system and turning off the device in a single section. And there is the elaboration of a Mac there. You can go through it at your own time. A PC is a personal computer, a digital device designed for use by a single person for tasks like work, browsing, and gaming. A typical PC includes a central processing unit, CPU, memory, storage, and peripheral like a monitor, keyboard, and mouse. Peripheral devices are devices connected to a computer. Additional devices connected to a computer. Okay, taskbar is a graphical element in Windows that serves as the central hub for managing open applications, accessing the start menu and search, and viewing system notifications.
What?
Okay, a cursor and a pointer are often used interchangeably to refer to the on-screen indicator, but a cursor can also refer to the flashing vertical line in text fields, while a pointer can have a programming meaning of a variable that holds a memory address. A left click is the action of pressing and releasing the primary left button of a computer mouse, typically to select active or open items on a screen. The right click is pressing down on the right mouse button. The right click provides additional functionality to a computer's mouse, usually as a context menu. Okay, functions of a computer. A computer performs 4 fundamental functions: input, accepting data, processing, manipulating data, output, displaying results, and storage, saving data for later use. These functions allow a computer to receive information, manipulate it according to programmed instructions, present the results to user, and store the information for future access. Okay, this is a diagrammatic description of a computer, of functions of a computer. We have input, processing, and output, then storage. After storage, back to input, and so on and so forth. The second diagram is just talking about the same thing. Functions of a computer: input, data processing, storage, and then output. Hardware and software. Hardware. Computer hardware is the collection of physical elements that constitutes a computer system. These are the physical components of a computer system, hardware. Software is a set of instructions, data, or programs that tell a computer how to perform its tasks. Okay? It's a set of instructions, data, or programs that tell a computer how to perform tasks. That is software. And then we have the diagrammatic explanation. A monitor is that one. A CPU is that one on the diagram. The keyboard, you can see it. The mouse, you can see it. The same structure. That now this is a laptop. The monitor, you can see it. The keyboard, you can see it. The mouse or the touchpad. And then the CPU. Where the mouse is the touchpad. Okay, touchpad. Backspace deletes letters backwards. Delete, the key that deletes letters forward. Shift, and then we have the space bar, and then we have the tab. All are elaborated as you can see. Caps lock, pressing this key will make every letter you type capitalized. Control, this key when pressed with another key performs shortcuts. We have the enter key, we have the number key, and then we have the arrow keys. All are elaborated as you can see. That structure also: number 1 is the monitor, 2 is the modem, 3 is the system, mouse, 4, 5 speaker, 6 printer, 7 the keyboard, clearly indicated on the diagram. Input devices. Input devices is any peripheral piece of a computer, hardware, equipment to provide data and control signals to an information processing system such as a computer or other information appliance. Input device translates the data from form that humans understand to ones that a computer can work with. Most common are the keyboard and mouse. Central Processing Unit, CPU, is the brain of a computer. It is responsible for all functions and processes. Regarding computing power, the CPU is the most important element of a computer system. CPU is comprised of three parts: arithmetic logic unit, ALU, executes all arithmetic and logic operations. Arithmetic calculations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Logical operations like compare numbers, letters, or special characters. Register stores data that is to be executed next. Very fast storage area. Control unit, CU, controls and coordinates computer components. Number 1, read the code for the next instruction to be executed. Number 2, increment the program counter so it points to the next instruction. Read whatever data the instruction requires from cells in memory. Provide the necessary data to an ALU or register. If the instruction requires an ALU or specialized hardware to complete, instruct the hardware to perform the requested operation. Registered, we have just talked about it. Registers, we talked about it. Stores the data that is to be executed next. Primary memory, ROM, read-only memory. ROM is a permanent form of storage. ROM stays active regardless of whether power supply to it is turned on or off. ROM devices do not allow data stored on them to be modified. RAM, random access memory. RAM is a memory scheme within the computer system responsible for storing data on a temporary basis so that it can be promptly accessed by the processor as and when needed. It is volatile in nature. Secondary memory stores data and programs permanently. It's retained after the power is turned off. Optical disk. An optical disk drive, ODD, is a disk drive that uses laser light as part of the process of reading or writing data to or from optical disks. Secondary memory stores data and programs permanently. It's retained after the power is turned off. We have hard drive, hard disk. A hard disk is part of a unit often called a disk drive. A hard disk or hard drive that stores and provides relatively quick access to large amounts of data on an electromagnetically charged surface or set of surfaces. Optical disk, we have also the flash disk. An optical disk drive, ODD, is a disk drive that uses laser lights as part of the process of reading or writing data to or from optical disk. Flash disk, a storage module made of flash memory chips. A flash disk have no mechanical platters or access arms, but the term disk is used because of the data are accessed as if they were on a hard drive. The disk storage structure is emulated. Output devices. An output device is any piece of computer hardware equipment used to communicate the results of data processing carried out by an information processing system such as a computer, which converts electronically generated information into human readable form. Note basic types of monitors are cathode ray tube, liquid crystal display, light emitting diode, LED, and then we have printer types. We have a laser printer, 2 inkjet printer, and 3 dot matrix printer. Example of output devices. We have the monitor, LCD, projection panel, printers, all types of printers, computer output, microfilm. We have plotters, we have speakers, and we have projectors. Examples of input device: keyboard, mouse, the pointing device, microphone, touch screen, and we have the scanner. Webcam, touchpads, MIDI keyboard, and numeric keyboard. Graphic tablets, we have the camera, pen input, video capture hardware, joystick, trackballs, and barcode reader. Digital camera, gamepads, electronic whiteboard, desktop icons are graphical representation of files, applications and shortcuts on your computer's desktop that allow for quick access to these items when clicked. A computer cursor is a movable symbol on the screen that shows the current position where a user can input information or perform an action such as typing or clicking a button. Shut down a computer. Use of start menu by clicking the power icons and selecting shutdown, or use a keyboard shortcuts like alternate and F4 and then choose shutdown from the drop down. For a faster shutdown, press Windows key plus X, then U again. A desktop is a computer display area that represents the kinds of objects found on top of a physical desk, including documents, phone, books, telephones, reference sources, writing and drawing tools, and project folders. ICT is the infrastructure and components that enable modern computing and any other media application used to store, retrieve, transmit, or manipulate data. Components of ICT: hardware, physical devices like computers, routers, servers, software, operating system, application, databases, network, wide area, network, local area network, internet infrastructure. Data, collection of storage and analysis of information. Collection, storage and analysis of information. People, users, IT professional, communication technology, cloud computing. Those are the components of ICT. An operating system, OS, is foundational system software that manages a computer. A computer's hardware and software resources, acting as the intermediary between programs and the computer's hardware. Data, information, and knowledge. Data is raw facts, e.g. numbers, symbols. Information is processed data that is meaningful and useful for decision making. Knowledge. Knowledge is closely linked to doing and implies know-how and understanding. The knowledge processed by each individual is a product of his experience and encompasses the norms by which he executes new inputs from his surroundings. The content of human mind that can be classified into 4 categories. The contents of human mind can be classified into 4 categories. We have data, information, knowledge, wisdom. We need to understand the processing. We need to understand that processing data produced information, and processed information produces knowledge, and so on. Characteristics of a computer: speed, accuracy, diligence, storage capacity, and versatility, and are some of the key characteristics of a computer. A brief overview of these characteristics are speed. The computer can provide data very fast at the rate of millions of instructions per second. Some calculations that would have taken hours and days to complete otherwise can be completed in a few seconds using the computer. For example, calculations and generation of salary slips of thousands of employees of an organization, whether focusing that requires analysis of large amount of data related to temperature, pressure, and humidity of various places, etc. Accuracy. A computer provides high degree of accuracy. For example, the computer can accurately give the result of a division of any two numbers up to 10 decimal places. Diligence. When used for a longer period of time, the computer does not get tired or fatigued. It can perform large complex calculation with the same speed and accuracy from the start till the end. Storage capability. Large volumes of data and information can be stored in the computer and also retrieved whenever required. A limited amount of data can be stored temporarily in the primary memory. Secondary storage devices like floppy disks and compact disks can store a large amount of data permanently. Versatility. Computer is versatile in nature. It can perform different types of tasks with the same ease. At one moment, you can use the computer to prepare a letter, document, and in the next moment you may play music or print a document. Computers have several limitations too. Computer can only perform tasks that it has been programmed to do. Computer can not do any work without instructions from the user. It executes instructions as specified by the user and does not, application software. Application software are programs designed to perform specific tasks for end users beyond the basic functions of a computer operating system. Examples include word processing, web browsers, and multimedia players, which are used for tasks like writing documents, browsing the internet, or editing photos. A computer virus is a type of malicious malware that replicates itself by inserting its code into other programs, files, or documents. When executed, it spreads from one device to another, often requiring human actions like opening a malicious email attachment or downloading an infected file. Viruses are designed to damage systems or disrupt the normal functioning of a computer system, corrupt data, steal information, or cause various operational issues. Viruses are very dangerous. A computer worm is a type of self-replicating malware that spreads across networks by exploiting security vulnerabilities, often without any user interaction. Unlike viruses, worms are standalone programs that can infect other computers and networks independently, consuming bandwidth and potentially causing a variety of problems like deleting files, stealing information, and installing other malicious software. The difference between a virus and a worm is a virus needs a host file to spread. A worm is self-replicating and spreads through networks without a host. A virus is a small piece of software that piggybacks on real programs. For example, a virus might attach itself to programs such as spreadsheet program. Each time the spreadsheet program runs, the virus runs too. And it has the chance to reproduce by attaching to other programs or wreak havoc. Email viruses. An email virus travels as an attachment to an email messages and usually replicates itself by automatically mailing itself to dozens of people in the victim's email address book, in the victim's email address book. Some email viruses don't even require double click. They launch when you view the infected message in the preview pane of your email software. Source Johnson. Trojans. A Trojan horse is simply a computer program. The program claims to do one thing. It may claim to be a game. But instead does damage when you run it. It may erase your hard disk. Trojan horses have no way to replicate automatically. Worms. A worm is a small piece of software that uses computer networks and security holes to replicate itself. A copy of the worm scans the network for another machine that has a specific security hole. It copies itself to the new machine using the security hole and then starts replicating from there. What are some tips to avoid viruses and lessen their impact? Install antivirus. In addition to scanning for viruses on regular basis, install on Access Scanner. Use a virus scan before you open a new program. If you are a member of an online community or chat room, be very careful about accepting files or clicking links that you find or that people send you within the community. Make sure you back up your data, in bracket documents, bookmarks, files, bookmark files, important email messages, etc. on disk, so that in the event of viruses, in the event of virus infection, you do not lose valuable work. Okay, you can go through them. Software. Software is a generic term for organized collection of computer data and instructions, often broken into two major categories. System software that provides the basic non-tasks, specific functions of the computer, and application software which is used by users to accomplish specific tasks. Software types. A system software is responsible for controlling, integrating, and managing the individual hardware components of a computer system so that other software, application software, is used to accomplish specific tasks other than just running the computer system. Application software may consist of a single program such as an image viewer, a small collection of programs often called a software package that work closely together to accomplish a task, such as spreadsheets or text processing system. A larger collection of often called a software suite or related but independent programs and packages that have a common user interface or shared. Comparison. Application software and system software. As indicated in the diagram, you can go through the comparison. Units of measurements. Storage measurements. The basic unit used in computer data storage is called a bit. Binary digit in brackets. The elaboration is under, you can see the elaboration. Computer storage units. We have the bit. You can see it in the diagram. You have the bit, kilobyte, megabyte, and so on and so forth. Speed measurements. The speed of central processing unit is measured by Hz, which represents a CPU cycle. The speed of a CPU is known as computer speed. As indicated in the diagram, you can have a look. Computer classifications. We have personal computers. Computers can be generally classified by the size and power as follows, though there is a considerable overlap. Personal computers, a small single-user computer based on a microprocessor. Workstation, a powerful single-user computer. Okay. A workstation is like a personal computer, but it has a more powerful microprocessor and a higher quality monitor. Mini computers. A multi-user computer capable of supporting from 10 to hundreds of users simultaneously. Mainframe computer, powerful multi-user computer capable of supporting many hundreds of or thousands of users simultaneously. Supercomputers, an extremely fast computer that can perform hundreds of millions of instructions per second. There are diagrams there. You can have a look. A laptop and a smartphone computer. A laptop is a battery or AC powered personal computer that can be easily carried and used in a variety of locations. Many laptops are designed to have all of the functionalities of a desktop computer, which means they can generally run the same software and open the same type of files. However, some laptops, such as netbooks, sacrifice some functionalities in order to be even more portable. Netbook. A netbook is a type of laptop that is designed to be even more portable. Netbooks are often cheaper than laptops or desktop. They are generally less powerful than other types of computers, but they provide enough power for email and internet access, which is where the name netbook comes from. A mobile device. A mobile device is basically any handheld computer. It is designed to be extremely portable, often fitting in the palm of your hand or in your pocket. I think that's enough explanation. I'll not go to other definitions below it. You can read them for your own, on your own.
Harufu yote nice. Chips gani badile bakulira ni
Amalai.
Ndani yako kwa recording hata nampigianga tu kelele jamii. Sijui ana recording nini.
Dawa za tindi kesho
hizi ni zangu.
dawa pia
Na kubembeleza.
Kwa jazi. Kesho wajipange. Thank you, very good.
Tablet computers, like laptops, tablet computers are designed to be portable. However, they provide a very different computing experience. The most obvious difference is that tablet computers don't have keyboards or touchpads. Instead, the entire screen is touch sensitive, allowing you to type on visual keyboard and use your finger as the mouse pointer. Smartphones. A smartphone is a powerful mobile phone that is designed to run a variety of applications in addition to phone service. They are basically small tablet computers, and they can be used for web browsing, watching videos, reading ebooks, and playing games and more. You can minimize, maximize, restore, and close. That's a diagrammatic explanation, as you can see. Okay, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. I'm Daniel Alwara.